Thank you for joining with me. We are in week 13 with the Course Companions, reading from the complete and annotated edition of A Course in Miracles, and it's CourseCompanions.com. We read day 85, section 4, Sharing the Holy Spirit yesterday. Well, I posted it yesterday. And today I will read the commentary. You can see how important the Holy Spirit is in the Course because his introduction in the Course's teaching has now covered 3 sections. In the first of those, the Spirit of Joy, the emphasis was on the Holy Spirit bringing us a way of perceiving that can allow us to be carried over to knowledge. In the second, the Voice for God, the emphasis was on him representing the right decision, the choice that will ultimately liberate us from choice itself. Here in this third section, the emphasis is on him being the bridge from perception to knowledge. I see 2 overall ideas in this section. The first is seeing the Holy Spirit in our brother, a topic which occupies the first 6 paragraphs of the section. I love the discussion of this in paragraph 4. This originally referred to Bill saying to Helen that he was determined not to see you that way. At the time, it may not have seemed like a very big deal, but Jesus saw in it a tremendously significant realization on Bill's part. He said that in stating that, Bill was implicitly realizing that there were 2 diametrically opposed ways of seeing Helen, one based on the ego, the other based on the Holy Spirit. Jesus also pointed out that each of these ways was present both in Bill, the perceiver, and in Helen, the perceived. Finally, he also said that while Bill had stated it in the negative, not to see you that way, it was more powerful when put in the positive. These differentiations of positive versus negative and perceiver versus perceived yield basically a grid of 4 items. In the words of the original notes, what he was really saying was that he would not look at you through his ego or perceive your ego in you. Stated positively, he would see you through the Holy Spirit in his mind and perceive it in yours. Imagine being determined to see everyone in this way. Jesus outlines 3 different results of this. The first is that our brother becomes aware of the Holy Spirit in him. He has dissociated this presence within himself, but that dissociation is healed in him when we see the Holy Spirit in him. Second, because the Holy Spirit is an idea and ideas are strengthened when they are shared, by sharing the Holy Spirit with our brother, his presence in our own minds becomes strengthened. His voice becomes louder for us. Thus, if we complain that we can't hear the Holy Spirit, one answer is to see him in everyone. It may seem like we should try to see him in ourselves, perhaps by trying to contact him within through meditation. But even though meditation is an important part of the Course's path, unless we balance out its self-focused approach with seeing the Holy Spirit in others, the implicit egocentrism could frighten us. Third, because the Holy Spirit is the bridge from the realm of learning and perception to the realm of knowledge, by seeing the Holy Spirit in our brother, we can learn to know him. Seeing the Holy Spirit in him, then, is like putting our foot on that bridge. On this side of the bridge, we merely see our brother accurately. But if we keep walking and reach the other side, we truly know our brother in the deepest, realest sense of the word. And isn't that the joy we seek from falling in love? Really, really knowing someone at the deepest level. The second major idea that I see in this section is the idea that the Holy Spirit serves as the bridge between 2 domains that by their very nature cannot meet. The ego and the spirit are two profoundly different realms of discourse, which do not and cannot understand each other. There is no common ground between them. So how can we get from one to the other? The answer, of course, is the Holy Spirit. He is able to work on the level of the ego. His ability to deal with symbols enables him to work against the ego's beliefs in its own language. Yet, even though he works with symbols and speaks the ego's language, he does it all from the standpoint of seeing beyond symbols to the reality of God. Based on this, he is able to reinterpret everything the ego sees. Most especially, he is able to reinterpret you on behalf of God. Overall, then, we need this bridge. We need to see the bridge in our brothers, and we need to let the bridge's reinterpretations undo the ego's interpretations and lead us to knowledge. Thank you for joining with me. This is the Course Companion Notes, Day 85, Section 4, Sharing the Holy Spirit.